Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of September 16th. This week, we are going to jump right in here. You have this fruitfulness card and this Genesis card, so I feel that it is like the start of abundance coming in for you. And let's see. Yeah, it looks really good, especially for those of you that are working on projects with other people. You have this Three of Pentacles right here, which is amazing for working together with other people or creating something with other people. I would also say if you're just creating something, the Three of Pentacles is a card of quality work, and it can say that you're getting, a lot of attention for the work that you're doing. So, like I said, this looks very good for money or anything that you are creating. And, that Genesis card just says that it's like the start of this, maybe financial turnaround. And I say maybe because we have the Wheel of Fortune here. But the way that I read, the Wheel of Fortune really isn't enough to on its own to say that there is going to be some sort of financial turnaround. It looks good, but, let's clarify and hopefully more comes up. But you start off with this Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles can be like good news or receiving messages. So there could be good news coming in for you. This is also the card of studiousness and learning, and you have the Wheel of Fortune right next to it. And the Wheel of Fortune, all four signs, Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and Leo, that show up around the card, they all have books in their hands. So, and other people have had, I would say other signs have had messages this week about education or self-education. So learning about the things that you do could give you like a little extra boost. You have the Chariot, so definitely a victory coming in for you. The Chariot is also about kind of going on a new adventure or setting yourself apart. I always say that he's leaving the city behind him and he's moving in a new direction. He doesn't really know where he is going, but he is in alignment and the universe is guiding him in the right direction. So, for a lot of you, you might not know where you're going at this time, but I do feel that you are moving in the right direction. The Chariot is a very, very good card, but it also says where there's a will, there's a way. And I feel like I've been saying to you for a while now, Aquarius, that if you want something, you're really going to have to go for it. And so the Chariot is about like really taking control of the things that you want in your life and really making it happen. You have the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles says don't be afraid to ask for help as well. I think it's interesting that you go up Four of Pentacles here. Four of Pentacles can represent like holding on too tightly to something, but it could also just be you holding on too tightly to a comfort zone. And so I would say that maybe, asking for help or getting the help of other people might be a little bit of a challenge for you. But the Three of Pentacles says if you open up and, open up to other people's advice or guidance, that it could be very, very helpful. It could get you to where you're going. I really like the Three of Pentacles. There's this fire triangle up here, this water triangle right here. The water triangle kind of represents just that little bit extra that makes what he is doing special or makes, kind of pushes what he's working on over the edge. And so if you are working on any projects, like if you're thinking about adding anything special or adding your own little, extra flair to whatever you're creating, that little bit extra usually makes the difference with the Three of Pentacles. So I would definitely encourage you to do that. You also go up to the Eight of Pentacles. And sometimes like when I have something like this, Four of Pentacles to the Eight of Pentacles, I feel like the person I'm reading for maybe is worried that they're not going to get the results for the work that they do. So, again, if you're working on something, and the Eight of Pentacles basically says, don't worry, you are going to get the results. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Five of Wands. You basically start and end with the Five of Wands here. With the Page of Pentacles, the Five of Wands would represent learning from the competition. And so you're like the second or third sign that has had a message about needing to, kind of look at the competition and learn from the competition. It could just be a good time for people to do that. And, so it could be kind of like a collective energy. And the Page of Pentacles, like I said, is studiousness. With the Five of Wands, we don't have to take part in the competition. But if you have a business or career or, any other area of your life where there is competition, these cards basically say, look at it and see how you can overcome it or see how you can do something different. With the Chariot, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, definitely headed towards a victory. And it looks like, the whole entire reading looks like a financial victory or some sort of financial win. So if you've been working on any projects, businesses, ideas, even if you're just like investing your money or whatever. Eight of Pentacles is material success on the horizon. So it says that there will be more money coming in for you in the future. And just a really good card for, putting in the work. So whatever you're working on, you could be getting better results. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Nine of Wands. I was saying that I felt like some of you were feeling resistance to working together with other people. So some of you might need to kind of like put your guard down a little bit in regards to, being on a team. Especially, obviously this isn't going to resonate with all of you, if you don't work on a team or something. But, again, for those of you that do, this could represent, letting your guard down. Or it could even, with the Page of Pentacles, could even represent like needing to realize that you can learn from people who are on your team, or you can even learn from people that you don't think you can learn from. And it just, I feel it's just encouraging you to kind of like open up to that possibility. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this barrier in this ego card. So again, ego could be holding you back. A couple of people have had this as well, which is interesting. And, it doesn't say you have an ego like you're a jerk or something like that here, Aquarius. But it just says that sometimes, again, I kind of got that feeling on that Nine of Wands. That, sometimes we think that we can't learn from a person. Maybe we think they're stupid or something like that. But it's like sometimes even dumb people can teach us something. And I kind of feel that there could be an opportunity for you this week to like learn from a person you don't think of. I also think of like children as well. It's like sometimes, children, if you have children, they say things to you. And you're just like, oh, it's a child. Like, what do they know? But sometimes children say things that are like intuitive or psychic, right? So I feel for a lot of you, this isn't really about your ego, like saying you have a big ego. It's just saying, be open to the people you can learn from in your life. You have the Wheel of Fortune, the Four of Pentacles, and the Nine of Cups. I know what this is now. Like, I definitely feel there is a financial turnaround that could be coming in here. And that Four of Pentacles is saying you're going to have to put something down. The Four of Pentacles, I'll show you in a minute, he's holding on too tightly to what he has. And because of that, he isn't opening up to all the potentials that exist in his life. All the opportunities he has to greatly increase his finances, or, learn something new or do things in a different way. So I feel for a lot of you, this is saying that you're going to have to learn to create this turnaround. The other thing is, once, I always like to remind people with the Wheel of Fortune energy that once things start improving, like, keep those improvements rolling. With the Wheel of Fortune, once we get it spinning in a direction, we need to make sure that it keeps spinning in that direction. So keep doing what works. Double down on the good stuff, as I always say, with the Wheel of Fortune. You have the Four of Pentacles. I don't feel too bad about this either. Again, I feel like some of you could be holding on to something that just isn't working. And if that's for you, I feel that you already know what it is. But sometimes I think we kind of, pinch ourselves off from true abundance by staying in, by settling for less. Let's put it that way. And I also think that sometimes it has nothing to do with like money. If you're in a relationship that is pinching off your abundance, then you're going to experience less money. If you're settling for working together with a group of people, even though this looks really good for working with a group of people, if you're working with a group of people where it isn't working, you're pinching yourself off. And so I feel like the Four of Pentacles is encouraging you to kind of like open up the flow, or to create more flow in the areas of your life that with whatever you're working on, basically. And that's what I would focus on with this Four of Pentacles. You have the Nine of Cups. It's pretty crazy that recently I've noticed there have been a bunch of readings where I get the Chariot and the Nine of Cups. The Chariot driver has to be in alignment because those two sphinxes at the front of the Chariot are guiding his chariot in a new direction. And so he has to be in alignment so that he can get what he wants. With the Nine of Cups, we also have to be in alignment with what we want so that we can get it. And I feel that on the Nine of Cups, that you like getting into alignment, making sure that you're not pinching yourself off, is going to be really important. With the Wheel of Fortune, it's like finally a breakthrough is what I feel here. The Temperance card is waiting. It's a card of patience. He is trying to turn one thing into another. He is practicing alchemy, right? He's turning a negative into a positive, hopefully. You can also turn a positive into a negative with the Temperance card, but hopefully you're going the positive direction. And I kind of feel like this reading is saying you're finally having some sort of breakthrough. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Two of Wands. Two of Wands is about taking the lead and making something happen. It's also about leaving something behind. He is standing at the top of his castle, and I definitely feel, definitely feel Three of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles to the Eight of Pentacles in your reading is saying that there is something that you're going to have to leave behind or change. And I'm not. It's going to be different for all of you, but sometimes again, I think we hold on to something that holds us back, right, and doesn't let us grow. It's like when I was younger, I worked at Starbucks for about six billion years, right? And I hated it. And I had a business at the time that was doing pretty well, but it's like I was holding on to the job because I was like, oh, what if the business fails and all this other stuff? And that business did not grow until I quit. So when I quit, then things started moving forward and started growing, right? And so it's like sometimes we have to like let go of something that we think we need to get what we really want. And I really feel that's what this is saying right here is that, I'm not suggesting you just like up and quit your job, but I do feel for some of you that if there's something you want, that, letting go of one thing is going to bring it in. With the Nine of Cups, you have the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is like a big opportunity or something that has a lot of potential. Again, this is a very good money reading for you here, Aquarius. So if you're planting new seeds, if you're working on any new projects or any new ideas, there's clearly a lot of success that's coming in here for this reading. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Divine Awakening card. You also have this Air Spirit card. You are an air sign, so this works very well for you. I feel like you're awakening to the things that you're good at on a very simple level. The Eight of Pentacles, he is mastering a craft. He is just getting good at what he's working on in front of him. And so I feel for a lot of you that you've developed a lot of skills. And, these skills could be making you very successful. I would pay attention to it. The other weird thing that's popping into my head here for you, Aquarius, is it's like sometimes I think we do something like for a friend. I'm going to give you an example in a minute. Sometimes we do something in life just randomly, right? And we don't realize that it's a skill or that we're good at it. And it could be something that we turn into a business, for example. And so it's like if you, it's like maybe you're making your friend some cookies and they're the best cookies ever. It's like that could be a business or something that you start. I don't know. It's popping into my head that some of you could be doing something for like a friend or something or just a person you know. And I feel like this could be a skill that you're developing. So, and you might not even realize it. And I would pay attention to that. Other than that, I feel like this is just talking about like a financial turnaround or some sort of improvement that you are creating. You have the Hangman. The Hangman is about being in Hangman mode, and it's a card of enlightenment. He's gained enlightenment by hanging from the tree of knowledge and wisdom, and he is learning new things. And I feel for a lot of you that you could literally be gaining enlightenment at this time. Or maybe you've been on pause and you're, like I said, finally having a breakthrough, which is kind of the feeling I get on the Wheel of Fortune in that Temperance card, that you've been waiting to have a breakthrough and you're kind of having one of those breakthrough moments. I'm really surprised like the Tower hasn't shown up here. And you might be thinking, oh, the Tower's a terrible card, but really it's not. The Tower can sometimes be that light bulb moment or that, that sudden insight that we need that sets us free. And, I kind of feel like you need that. I would also accept the Star in this reading as well. You have the King of Swords. I kind of feel like the King of Swords is also you, just showing up in a strong position. Whenever you show up as yourself, puts you in a position of power and strength and really allows you to get what you want from the reading. So I feel like you could be developing a lot of strength at this time, or, you're just kind of like showing up as present in the reading, which is always a good thing. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Cups. Always, every single time. Wouldn't be an Aquarius reading without the Seven of Cups showing up. So the Seven of Cups is about needing to manifest a dream here on Earth. And I do feel a lot of you are kind of getting an opportunity to manifest some sort of dream or your vision here on Earth. And I do feel that would be a good idea for you with this card. So, as I always say, I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but I would, work on something that you're trying to manifest. With the Hangman, you have the Five of Cups. It's taken a long time. I think for you to have a breakthrough, it's gotten disappointing. I feel like there have probably been regrets along the way about things that you didn't do. And like, this is part of the journey. It's popping into my head with this Five of Cups that when we go on a long journey, there are disappointments. There are, things that happen that look like we're moving in the wrong direction and, all that other stuff. So it's kind of weird. I feel like this Five of Cups is just saying that it's part of the journey that you're on. It is it's just part of the journey, is what I'm trying to say. So there you go. With the King of Swords, you have the Four of Swords, and now you're healing. Now you are now you are hopefully receiving blessings. There's a person in this stained glass window here that is blessing another person, and he is kind of like hoping and praying for blessings. So I do feel a lot of you could be receiving those blessings at this time. Next, you have this Wolf Spirit. This is in the area of the good stuff. And it says, turn knowledge into wisdom, King of Swords, Hangman. Both of those cards represent taking the things you've learned and then putting them into practice. It kind of looks like you're doing that because you have the Eight of Pentacles. So if you didn't have the Eight of Pentacles in this row right here, I would say that you're probably doing nothing. But you have the Eight of Pentacles, which says you're turning knowledge into wisdom. You have this Whale Spirit, says, trust the great mystery. Again, Five of Cups. It's like you don't know why certain things had to happen. They probably were all, even the regrets or even the things, the disappointments, were all leading you in a direction. And, that's what you could be realizing this week. You could be realizing why certain things didn't go according to plan or why certain things didn't work out. And I feel like it's all kind of coming together. You have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is about being bold, being assertive, really going for what you want. So I do feel for a lot of you, you really have to go for it this week, especially things that you're trying to manifest or create. I would really, like I said, I would really go for it with this energy. You have the Five of Wands. Again, the Five of Wands coming up in the good stuff, and you're not the only sign that has had something about learning from the competition. So if there's something you want, and it doesn't matter what it is, for most of you, it looks like money based off of this reading, but it could be anything. Then, this card really says it's time to learn as much as you can from the people who are successful with what you want. So if there are examples that exist in the world that you can look at and you can learn from those examples, the Five of Wands is a really great card for, kind of learning from the competition, seeing what they're doing, seeing what you're not doing, and then, implementing what you have learned. So it's not so much about being a part of the competition. The other thing about the good stuff is that, this card showing up in the good stuff is it can say that you are rising above the competition, like you are coming out on top. And so a lot of you, and you have the Chariot, which would be a victory as well, which is, pretty much the same thing. You have the Three of Swords in the good stuff, and the Three of Swords would represent going through a healing or healing from something that that you've been through. The Three of Swords is all about forgiveness. And with the Three of Swords, we have to just pull those swords out of our own heart. So we have to forgive ourselves, really. And we have to release things that have held us back. So for a lot of you, I feel like forgiveness, it would be a really good idea. This reading really is kind of all about you. There aren't like other people really showing up here. Yeah, you have the Five of Wands, you have the Queen of Wands, King of Swords is you in this reading. But I think this would be one of those good weeks where it would be a good week for you to focus on yourself, focus on your healing, forgiveness, all those other things. And you have the Four of Swords as well, which is resting, relaxing, recovering. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Eight of Cups, definitely walking away from something. We had this eclipse on Tuesday of this week, the 16th. So on the 17th, we have the eclipse. The Eight of Cups is the only card in the tarot that has an eclipse on it. And so a lot of you could be eclipsing or releasing something from your life. And I said that earlier with that Four of Pentacles, especially if there is a situation in your life that is limiting your abundance, or if there is something where there is no abundance, then that's probably what you're walking away from. With the Five of Wands, you have the World card. Like I said, the World is a card of coming out on top. So, like I said, I feel like you are coming out on top in some area of your life. This could also have to do with like this breakthrough that you could be experiencing. So if you are experiencing a breakthrough or having a breakthrough, then, again, this could just be the breakthrough that you're having and you're kind of like coming out on top. With the Three of Swords, you have the Nine of Swords. You could finally be putting something to rest. Again, I kind of get the feeling here, Aquarius, that there could be something that you're doing in your life. And again, I don't think it's like that big of a deal. Like tarot doesn't have to be drama, right? The Nine of Swords, even though it's showing up in the good stuff, I think the reason it's a good thing is because you're walking away from something. And the Nine of Swords is just something that just isn't working, and it's like, how much evidence do you need that something isn't working? So like, let's say you are working on a project with people and it's not going anywhere, then the Nine of Swords can say that you're done giving something time and you're walking away from it here. And so that's kind of why I feel like this is a good thing. It's like some of you could be walking away from something that's a waste of time. And this way, you'd be walking towards something much better. You have this pig spirit. It says, beware of greed. Yeah, I would be careful of greedy people and, all that other good stuff. You have this lily card. It says spiritual love on it. Not really a love reading, but if you want love, then there definitely could be like a spiritual connection coming in for you. You have this wall card that says misunderstandings. I kind of am taking this as just differences. Again, for those of you that are working with other people or if you have other people in your life, you might have certain people that just are never going to understand what you're doing, and there's really nothing we can do to get people to understand us. And I kind of feel this wall card is saying if you are experiencing a brick wall in the form of people, those might be the people that you end up walking away from. And these could be friends and things like that. It doesn't mean you have to cut them out of your life, but it just means that you're just not going to come to an understanding. You have this ink pot. It says problems to be resolved. 5 of Cups popped into my head immediately. I feel sometimes the 5 of Cups can be those tiny little annoyances where we can see the finish line. We're almost finished with our journey or something that we're working on, and those little things pop up. And I feel like this is basically saying, don't quit, keep pushing. You have this egg card. It says success assured with good plans and hard work. So keep going, Aquarius. I feel like you're going to be coming out on top here with whatever it is that you're working on. So it looks really good. Thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.